In the fall of 2013, the gears of the federal government were mobilizing to launch the Affordable Care Act. Jeffrey, a middle-aged project manager, sat deep inside this sprawling bureaucracy, tasked with executing a massive piece of the rollout. For this new healthcare system to survive mathematically, it required a very specific demographic mix. The model relied on a massive influx of young, healthy people paying premiums to offset the heavy medical costs generated by an older, sicker population. But reaching 20-somethings through traditional government marketing is notoriously difficult. If those young adults stayed away, the financial scale would tip, and the entire insurance marketplace would collapse. While Jeffrey was attempting to solve this national crisis during the day, his own life was stalling out. He was in his 40s, single, and trapped in a deeply unfulfilling routine of desk work and empty evenings. The new federal healthcare apparatus and the project manager helping to build it shared the exact same problem. They were both stagnant, requiring a drastic, highly unconventional intervention to survive. That intervention arrived in the form of a vivid dream. Jeffrey woke up suddenly obsessed with an electronic music producer named Tokimonsta. He began tracking her tour dates and noticed she was headlining a music festival in Detroit. Jeffrey read an article emphasizing the Affordable Care Act's marketing problem and realized the festival crowd consisted of thousands of healthy 20-somethings, the exact demographic his day job needed to reach. He bought a plane ticket, but immediately faced a logistical hurdle. A quiet, middle-aged bureaucrat wouldn't naturally draw the attention of a massive festival crowd, let alone the DJ performing on stage. So he designed a persona. Inspired by classic French cinema, Jeffrey decided to paint his face completely white, draw bright red medical crosses on his cheeks, and wear a custom shirt stamped with the healthcare.gov URL. Jeffrey had converted a personal infatuation into a specific guerrilla outreach tool for the federal rollout. In Detroit, the execution was grueling. Jeffrey spent the weekend dancing alone in the freezing rain, covered in stark white makeup, planting the insurance message directly into the crowd. Weeks later, he tracked Tokimonsta down at a small charity event in Hollywood. Still running on adrenaline from the festival, he approached her directly and awkwardly asked her to attend a museum exhibit with him. The interaction was clumsy. He drew confused looks from her entourage and received a polite but definitive rejection. In psychology, there is a defense mechanism called sublimation. When a raw, often unacceptable desire bounces off an immovable wall, the brain doesn't just shut down. The energy is redirected into an organized, socially constructive path. Rather than sinking into embarrassment, Jeffrey sublimated the rejection. He abandoned the Affordable Care Act branding and pivoted to support a cause she had personally championed, designing new shirts and launching a solo blood donation campaign across Los Angeles. The rejection stripped away the selfish, romantic motives of his project. What remained was a philanthropic engine fueled by unrequited infatuation. The mission then escalated. He impulsively bought a plane ticket and followed her tour across the Pacific to South Korea. Recognizing the local environment, he adapted his messaging once again. To address the high tobacco usage rates across Asia, he printed custom Korean-language shirts to encourage festival-goers to quit smoking. This international leg was physically punishing. At the Anson Rock Festival, Jeffrey stood in thick mud for over 12 hours, enduring sharp foot pain, just to broadcast his message and watch her take the stage at 2 in the morning. The mission had evolved into a physically demanding, self-funded international effort. Eventually, the calendar caught up. On October 1, 2013, the massive health insurance marketplace finally opened to the American public. The website famously buckled and crashed almost immediately, overwhelmed by a tidal wave of national traffic. Jeffrey's solitary dancing was a microscopic drop in the bucket compared to that national demand. And practically speaking, he never got the girl. But the personal transformation was real. The grueling travel, the public vulnerability, and the constant rejection forced him out of his comfort zone, ending his lonely stagnation. Unrequited desires and strange obsessions do not have to end in bitterness. When sublimated, these impulses provide the energy necessary for public work and personal change.